Hello there, time for a new weekly analysis on the Forex markets. Let's dive right into it. To me, not a lot happened last week. I hope some people, of course, found some interesting trades. To me, it's kind of stuck in a certain area. To start off with the dollar index, we can see actually that in fact we are stuck. Price didn't really break out in any direction. It's still in this compressed zone here. So therefore, also the currency pairs I was looking at didn't really move that much. It's no problem. It's just trading, of course. But so dollar index as well. We are all waiting for. Right now, it's in the middle of this zone. It's near this trend line. Not really any opportunity in a dollar index for a big move. I think so. I would prefer to see this pull back up. And after that, I would start looking for a short or anything like that. The other way around, if it does break, then again we are in the middle of this zone right now, so it's not really interesting at the moment. So let's switch over to the pairs that are related to the dollar index. We've seen this pullback. I was waiting for a pullback from here to maybe enter in this area, but we actually got some so in fact this is kind of a lower low, not really that convincing, but it is something. Don't forget that we are trading at an interesting level right now. So actually the same setup as last week. For the next week, we can see a bounce potentially off of this zone. So it just didn't happen last week. Same thing goes for the US dollar, Singapore dollar. I wanted to see. Let's switch over to the 4-hour chart. I wanted to see a pullback into this area, but with this structure, it kind of looks like we are making an even further pullback or a longer move to the upside. I don't like the price action on this one. I would have liked to see a continuation into this. This also is a certain zone, so it kind of looks like we are. This pullback could be over, but you know it's hard to say because we are. It kind of looks like a higher low situation at the moment. So continuation to the upside is likely. It didn't. It doesn't fit my criteria. Also, it's kind of the same when you look at this resistance level and this support level. At the moment, price is kind of stuck in the middle. So it's again last week for this dollar related pair, it just didn't happen. Then we go to the euro dollar. Same thing. Like I said in previous videos, to me the euro dollar is kind of choppy. This is the 4-hour chart, but it almost looks like a 5-minute chart. Again, price is in the middle of this area, so nothing really is going on, if you ask me, in this area. So let's step aside from the dollar-related pairs. I have, let me see. This is a very interesting one. I will clean my chart, I think, and I will do an extensive analysis on this particular pair, multi-time frame, and yeah. It would be interesting to show you guys what I'm looking for in this trade. This is my #1 pick for next week, so I'll do a separate video on that, and I'll release it I think tomorrow on Sunday. So it's kind of a weekly analysis bonus, so make sure you check that out. New Zealand Canadian dollar, Australian Canadian dollar often kind of looks the same. This looked kind of like a reversal pattern where we broke this area here. We broke the trend line. We were trading above it, and I was waiting for a pullback like this to occur to get into this trade, and it's kind of happening at the moment. So I would prefer a bounce, of course, from these support levels and also this trend line, of course, and then a break back up of this downward trend line. Also an interesting move, even though these are some very strong bearish bars. We have to see how price behaves when we reach these levels, but it is on my watch list. This one is moving pretty nicely. right now it's in this this zone, support resistance kind of area, and price is reacting to that and is coming down now. I would like to, I have I think 2 or 3 positions into this trade. If it pulls back, I see some, I would expect some kind of sideways movement, and eventually I think this support will be a support that could hold. Oh, wait a minute. It could hold, and so we have this trend line in combination with this support, which is an interesting combination, of course, where price will, there's a high probability price will react. So I'll be checking out how price behaves, and if it does move to the side and finds support somewhere, I would enter, I think, for another time, and ride this one back up again. So also on my watch list. Then we have, oh yeah, this one as well. It was in a downward channel. Price broke out of this channel, started moving to the upside right now. We were waiting for an entry. I was waiting for an entry, and I think I will get one as we speak by the beginning of next week. This is an important level because, you know, again, it acts as support for a couple of times now. And when we look at this area, it is also a area where it acted as resistance. We have some fake outs here, but it is definitely an area to watch. So if this holds, this is a very clean signal that momentum has shifted back to the upside. If it does not hold, of course, we are. This is not to make you guys no, don't make you guys confused. If there was an old setup, so no need for the stop loss to be over there or whatever, so forget that. Yeah, so let's see how price behaves. I'm actually zooming in a little bit on the time frames for this currency pair to see if it's kind of the same situation as the previous chart. We have a support area here in combination with this trend line, so interesting to see how price will behave. And if it does move back up, then we have ourselves an interesting trade. So for this week, I don't want to cover all the same pairs, even though not a lot happened last week. But I want to add some Swiss franc pairs because they are moving in a way I like. It's clear charts. For example, this is kind of a you know, when we count this as a fake, we are having a very clear path. Maybe we can even put something in from here on out. Yeah, it's kind of it's a very clear channel actually, where price is moving. So the US dollar Swiss franc is at the lower side of this channel, so we could see a potential bounce from here on out. This would be my ultimate stop at the moment, so I'll keep that in mind. And yeah, it's interesting to see how price will behave. Again, if this breaks, I'll stay out for now, and I'll see how price will behave, and we have some sideways correction or whatever. But for now, it's an interesting one. So let's zoom out a little bit to see where price is at. Yeah, this is also an area where it's quite obvious that price came to a stop. The price move. Looking at past technical data. So that is the US dollar against the Swiss. I think we covered the Great British Pound, Swiss. Yes, there was with the trend line and the support. So what else do we have on the Swiss franc side? We have this one. Yes. Also, it's kind of a continuation further to the downside, which I did not really anticipate earlier on, so thank God for price action that we are okay. This is quite obvious level, but it looks to me like this could continue further to the downside. Let's kind of forget this fake over here, and let's see if price will find support over here. So to you know, to give you a view on what it is we're looking at over here, if price continues lower, and you want to have some point of entry for a potential trade next week, I would like to see first of all this trend line should be broken back to the upside. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way, and of course I need some confirmation with price action of higher highs and higher lows to make this. So this is not happening on the beginning of the week, but let's have a close look on how this will turn out next week. But this is a strong drop, so I'm expecting this to go lower, and which is not a problem at all, because when it goes lower we have new opportunity to enter the trade. But so that's for this pair. Let me see if I can give you guys one more thing for this week. Yeah, let's skip the dollar related pairs for now. Maybe this one, also a Swiss. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is kind of range bound. Don't know if you like to trade ranges, but if you do, this is kind of a range trade setup. And what would I get in here? Well, it turns out it looks like price is moving back to the previous support. So as long as this level holds, we are near support. So a long position from here on out back to this trend line could be a potential setup. Of course, manage your stop wisely. And the other trade on this one would be a bounce back off of this this trend line. So it's not that clear. It's not my favorite trade. So like I said, there are a couple of it's kind of it broke this trend line, is coming back to retest now. So this is not a favorite, one of my favorites. So let's switch back to the beginning of this this video. I always try to, of course, on this chart you can see potential setup. You can go long or you can go short, you know, depending where price is at. At the moment it's near support, so maybe another long could give you a couple of pips. Maybe we have some continuation to this side, but I don't know. It's not my favorite setup. So what is a favorite setup of mine? That will be the New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar at the moment. And like I said, I will take off all of these previous analysis drawings, and I'll start off clean and show you guys why this is one of my favorite picks. Another one was yes, of course, the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. It kind of broke out and is coming back for a quite a big retest, but I'm expecting this when it enters this zone where we see all these pin bars. I'm expecting a move back up from here on out. So let's see what happens next week. So these are more of the trades I prefer, because we are at the beginning of a reversal. Kind of looks like that, and if it does continue to move to the upside, then of course we are early in this trade, and we could have great potential for this one to go by. And then last but not least, this one is moving pretty nicely. So a pullback first into this area over here would be a nice re-entry pattern. So let's and it's up to you if you want to swing trade it back up to the previous highs, or you maybe want to take on a little bit more of a trend trade and take this one back to who knows, you know, for a long way and a long time. So that's it for this week. Last but not least, I get a lot of questions on Instagram, so it's good to see that you guys know where to find me. You can also email me, but yeah, happy to answer questions, and especially you know, the book is free. Let me show you how to get your free copy. Like I said, I wrote this book after years of trading. It's my experience, and I know that the big struggle eventually is to be consistent. We can all make a profit, and from time to time we can all deal with a loss, but consistency of course makes you a living from trading. How to get it? Sign up through the link with one of my preferred brokers. The link is in the description. Please go through the steps, verify your account, you know, get ready to start trading. Of course, make a first deposit, otherwise it's kind of hard to trade. When you finish the book, send me a message on Trade Vision or the email or Instagram. Happy to answer your questions. But most important of all, if you're signed up, of course, send me a message so I can send you the book. And after reading it, it's not done. I'm not done. Again, send me your trading plans. I'm happy to review it. Ask me anything about the book maybe you've missed. Ask me, whatever you want to know. And also during your trading period, if you trade through my broker, I'm happy to assist you. It's not like I don't ask any money or nothing. It's all free, but I'm happy to help because trading is a great thing, but it's not easy. So I think all help is a good thing. So that's it for this week. Make sure you check out my detailed analysis of my favorite pick for the coming week. Bye bye.